Hello and welcome to the Masterclass. Being a woman who attracts men who feel like miracles. I'm Sam from Sammy Love, and I absolutely love these little things. They're so fun. Fluffy pens, every woman needs one. I'm your dating fairy godmother, and I wish I had something like this my whole journey with dating. If you are a spiritual lover girl, which I assume you are if you're here, then I know that you've had so many similar experiences to me in dating. And um, for me, it really was a journey of breaking generational curses. Like, let's just jump right into it. I'm going to go through the masterclass, Becoming a Woman Who Attracts Men Who Feel Like Miracles. Um, we're going to do the masterclass. I'm going to share a little bit about my experiences and what that journey is, like what you're doing wrong now and why you're attracting men who feel like fucking nightmares. And then how do you attract men who feel like miracles? And then at the end, I'm going to tell you about the sensual reset and invite you to join that. So that way you have the whole layout here for you. Um, so I'm Sam from Sammy Love, and for years I've been helping women heal sexual trauma. It's something I'm super passionate about, and I have a sex tech startup called Soulgasm, where we create pleasure products for women to help them connect with their bodies rather than dissociating during pleasure. Very passionate about it. We're still in the baby phases, still in production and engineering, but yeah. So I have mastered um attracting men who feel like miracles, men who add so much value to your life, men who worship you, men who want to pay for you because they see money as this like opportunity to worship you and to cherish you and adore you and just like give you anything that they could possibly give. It's an extension of their love. They want to adore you. This is the right space for you if you want princess treatment. If you want a man who is like masculine, who leads and like is trustworthy and you feel so safe with them emotionally, spiritually, physically. I am breaking generational curses of in my family, women, my mom and my mom witnessing my grandma be in an abusive relationship with her dad. He was an alcoholic and abusive. My mom being in abusive relationships, me witnessing that and me telling her, please don't marry that guy. He's a bad man, and her doing it anyway. And like everything I had to go through and experience. And like then me growing up and dating men who were like just a little bit better, like they were just a tiny bit better than what I saw and what my grandma experienced and what my mom experienced. So I thought it like was better. I'm like, oh, this must be what a good relationship is because there's no this thing and there's no this thing. But it actually still was really fucking shitty and still abusive. So when you don't know what 100% love looks like, you don't have any idea. So this is for the women who like don't know how good it can get and you're tired of settling. All you know is like you don't want what you've experienced. And maybe you're questioning whether you can find or have what you want. Like, does it exist? Is it possible? Should you settle for just a nice man? All of this bullshit stuff that the patriarchy kind of pushes to create the idea of scarcity and that men love to like push onto women to make us settle. But we don't have to settle. And this is a space of love and expansion, of you becoming the best version of yourself and just for loving your life, being a woman that like it would have changed your whole world to witness a woman like you when you were younger. Like that's who I am now. I am now the woman that I needed when I was younger. I am the version of me of like who I wish my mom could have been or my grandma. Like I yeah, and that is so healing to be in that space, to be experiencing that, to know like I get to be this version of myself now for the rest of my life. Like that is the biggest gift of all. That is such treasure. And I do treasure it. And anyone who gets to be in my space, it's such a gift for both of us. So, all right. I just want to say I love you. I know that if you're here, you're a badass fucking woman. You've been through some shit. You're spiritual. You deeply care about others. You are super compassionate and loving. You don't want to cause any harm to someone else because you've been through so much pain. Your biggest fear is creating pain and suffering for anyone else, even remotely close to or just like at all close to what you experience. So you often are always way too nice and or like you think you have standards but you actually don't, to be blunt. You just give people too many chances. You're too like open to trying to create solutions and problem solving, so you become a target for narcissists and love bombers and sociopaths. And you are gentle parenting and teaching empathy to boys, like man child energy, like man children, man babies. um you fall head over heels and maybe you're like the girlfriend of the week or of the month, and you're auditioning, and what happens is like you're falling for the polarity jargon of like, because you're spiritual and you're amazing and you're so connected to love and universal love and like the fact that we're all connected and like we're one, the idea of oneness, and so it's like, well, do unto others how you want to be treated. So you just show up with all this love and you just blast your heart open, and like maybe like me, you studied polarity 4 years with some of the best teachers in the world, and it taught you how to be a fucking doormat. So that's what happened to me. I mean, polarity work is really powerful. It taught me that I am like very feminine in love. And if you're here, it's probably the same for you. I am like 90% feminine, 80% feminine, 20% masculine, 10% masculine with love. I am very feminine, love puddle. Like I just want to be in the goo. I just want to be excited and happy, and I want an amazing man who can plan fun things, that I can just relax and they'll take care of things, and that I can like expand into my love, that I can like expand into the love I can hold for the world, that I can feel safe so I can be loving, and show up that way. Polarity teaching was really helpful for me to understand that. But like with my business and with friends and supporting other people in my family, I'm really good at being in my masculine. I have a very healthy masculine. But with love, I don't want to be that way. And I know that you're the same way because you're spiritual. You probably support all your friends and family through major life challenges or through like just, yeah, they probably call you when they're upset, or they look to you because maybe you've done like training in India, or you've like meditated your face off, or you're just like the most caring, loving person that they know, and you're positive. And so they reach out to you for support. And you're like, well, if all these other people are always reaching out to me for support, like I must be a good person. Like, why can't I find someone to see that or to love me? And like, it's not you. It's not you. It's the polarity bullshit. You don't have to bend yourself into a feminine pretzel. It's actually the opposite. Which is like what I did, being a doormat, like just like, oh, I don't know where I want to eat. I don't know what I want to do. Like, what do you want to do? What days of the week do you want to hang out? Like, I was just not like I was just being a doormat, and like these dudes were, I was attracting all the wrong dudes. And like first of all, I hate the whole thing like, oh, if you attract narcissists, like there's energy in you that is like attracting that. Like, fuck that. I'm hot, so I attract everyone. Like, everyone's attracted to me. I have light. I have love that I'm sharing in the world. I'm very feminine. People feel safe around me. I'm very accepting and open. So, like, I attract everyone. And, like, it's my responsibility, though, whether I let them stay in my life. So that's where that like line is. Like, of course, everyone's attracted to me, but I choose who gets to stay. And that is what not defines me, but that's the important part. It's not like you're a narcissist if you attract narcissists, like it's everything's a mirror, like fuck all that noise. Like, no. So we get to decide. I hope you like my donation piles in the back behind me. And little Lena, my cat, sleeping on the couch. She kind of blends in. But yeah, we're gonna leave all that narrative in the past. It's outdated. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't lead to love. It doesn't lead to a man who treats you like a queen, who worships you, who's obsessed with you, who you know would never, ever, ever think about cheating on you because they are just like they can't even fathom a moment without thinking about you or like what you need, what you want, like what would make you happy. It's just like programmed into them. It's their DNA. Like they live and breathe like for you. And that's the relationship I have. Like just to give you some examples, we're going to jump in just a second to like my little diagram on my whiteboard to explain your experience, where you're going wrong, and like how to change it and shift it. But my boyfriend, he's the inspiration for this class. Like he literally feels like a miracle that he came into my life. Like we should only be dating men who it feels like a miracle that they have been placed in your life by God. Like they just elevate you and your experience and your life in every way possible. And that's how it should feel. That's how it can feel. And don't let people who have settled for less convince you it's not possible, because that is such a waste of your time, energy, and life. And it's actually very dangerous to think that way because the second killer, the second leading cause of death for pregnant women in the United States are their male romantic partners. So, like, no, like we love men, but they're also our biggest predator. So it's like you have to be smart. Like these men don't just get a bulldoze into your life, love bomb you for 2 weeks, and then suddenly they're your husband. Like me and my boyfriend are talking about getting engaged and moving in, but like he's proven himself over time and he knows like I am consistently evaluating him. I am constantly judging him and I have made it very clear, hey, like I love you. I think you're amazing. And I have these standards in my life that you just like, you match them. And so I love you and I'm here and like you're in my life. But if you ever one day don't like fulfill those standards, if you ever aren't treating me the way I deserve to be treated or like the way I want to be treated, that is like gonna like things are gonna change. Like the relationship might end and it's nothing personal. And like if you change and you want different things or you can't do the same things, like that's fine. That's beautiful. Like we'll go our separate ways and like I'll find someone who can. Like, and not in a threatening way. Like, he just fully understands. He's like, you deserve the world. Like, my boyfriend is like, you deserve the absolute world. Like, there is not, I want all of your dreams to come true. And if one day that means it's not me, I'm fine with that because I want everything for you that you could ever want. Like, I want you to be so happy, even if that's not with me. And that's what you deserve. That's possible and that's what you deserve. And don't let these women who have settled make you like open to dusties because, like, fuck that shit. Fuck it. So, yeah, all right, let's just let's go. I just get too excited. And also, like, I've been with abusive partners in the past. Like, I've been with narcissists. I've been with covert narcissists. I've dated the nice guys. Like, I lived in Philly for 11 years. Like, it was a miracle to just have a man that wasn't an alcoholic, who didn't have a huge belly and wasn't obsessed with the Eagles as his entire personality. Like, that was impossible to find. And like, so I settled for like nice guys who seemed nice, but they like cheated. They were bullshit. They emotionally were so stunted and like they needed me to hold the ground, the masculine ground, because they were feminine. So like they were more feminine. I had to be the masculine one. We would always argue over who got to be in the feminine energy. And so it was like when it came down to me needing support, they couldn't be there for me. And so, which they accepted and like owned when we broke up. But just like, yeah, I've been through the worst of the worst. I've seen it, physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental, like people telling you you're worthless, no one will treat you better, like all the things. And I just want to let you know, like, it gets better. it absolutely gets better and you do not have to settle and you can absolutely be someone who like the most amazing men are just coming your way all the time. Like I know if I wasn't with my boyfriend, like I would just attract another incredible man who would treat me exactly the same or better. Like I have such an abundance mindset and I know with such certainty that that is just what would happen. And I have no fear around it. I have no scarcity around it. And that's how you should feel. Okay. Let's see, class. Here's what you probably are currently doing. If you have been, where's my little marker? If you have been doing something like calling in your king, and I really hope this isn't backwards, like because, um, it's mirrored. I really hope you can read it properly. And my handwriting is rough because it's messy, cursive. But anyway, what you've probably been doing is calling in your king. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thought, but it's trash. It's absolute trash because this is like what that leads to energetically. Um, when you're calling in your king. So I invite you to throw away that saying. I know, like, just trust me. So the energy of that calling in your king is like, here's the castle. Here's your little king. He's got like a little sad face because he's miserable because he's alone. Here's the king, and you're using your inner lover girl to like date. Like you're trying to be flirty and loving and like show people like being super feminine, like being in your feminine to attract love, not being a man hater, a recovered feminist. Fuck that shit. Like all the things that these other dating gurus or experts are like sh saying and sharing is like total garbage. So, your inner lover girl, you're using that to date and you're very sad. You're very sad. You're outside the castle and the kingdom and you're centering men. You're centering men and being like, oh man, I'm calling in my king and we're going to build this kingdom together and it's going to be magical and like my life when I get this relationship and this king, like it's going to be so amazing. Um, and you're saying like, let me in, I can cook. I'm a good cooker. Like I'm a feminine being. I'll massage you. I'll buy flowers. I'll like, I'll be so feminine. It'll make you feel like such a man. Like all the polarity bullshit. So what this does when you're outside of these walls, dating with your inner lover girl, trying to show people how amazing you are, how loving you are, which like if you're here, like you're spiritual, you've been through things, you've grown, like you are amazing. You are already pure love. Like you are already so loving. You don't need to be more loving. You don't need to bend yourself in a pretzel to show them how soft and sweet and loving and excited and inspired you are. Like you already are all those things. So yeah, that leads you when you're like outside the walls, like begging for these kings to like see how loving you are and how feminine you are. It's like you're auditioning. You're like auditioning for their love, which leads to getting ghosted, finding man babies, dating man babies, girlfriend for the week or for the month. Like they introduce you to their family and then they suddenly like don't feel the same. Like they whisk you off your feet. 2 weeks in, you go on a trip and they talk about the future. I've looked at houses before, like a month in, we had each other's keys. We looked at houses, we talked about getting married. And then their feelings changed the second month. So girlfriend for the week or for the month after meeting their whole family and their friends. 50-50. Ew. Ew. Or nice guys with low effort. Nice guys, low effort. And you're like, well, they're nice. They're a nice guy. Like, it's okay that he can't provide, or it's okay that like he doesn't, I don't feel like he's obsessed with me, or I feel like he doesn't really plan dates, but he's nice. Like, I don't think he'll ever be abusive. I don't think he'll ever cheat. No, you are not a starving woman. You are not a drowning woman. But if you put yourself out here and you date like you are, like outside of the castle, like, please, please, like, let me in. You're the king. Please pick me. Like, no, you will attract all of that if you date like this from your inner lover girl, where you're just like this, like, doormat, super feminine, leaky feminine energy, no boundaries and standards. What happens is that, okay, it's not your fault, which I mean, duh. I hope you would already be thinking that. It's not your fault. No one showed you how to be a queen. No one showed me how to be a strong woman. No one showed me how to be in my power. No one showed me how to be a queen. I was shown how to be a doormat, how to accept abuse, how to be silent, be small, be complacent, how to not ask for anything, how to, because of my trauma, I thought I should just shut up and take what I can get, not ask for things, not speak up, not like say I don't like this, or oh, this could be better, or like I really want this. With my trauma, I learned like my I can't have what I want. That like, yeah, just suffer in silence, take what you can get, and don't ask for what you want, because bad things happen when you are seen and when you're vulnerable and when you show up and you like take up space. Bad things can happen, and you should just be lucky that you found someone nice. And don't try to be the king, the queen. Just find a king, he'll take care of you and make you feel safe and invite you into the castle. And then the sun and the moon revolve around him, and you'll be rescued and everything will be fine. So this approach is centering men. It's centering men. The sun and the moon revolve around him. He's in the castle. You're outside asking for a chance. And then, like, trying to audition and prove how feminine you are. And then you try to set standards. The reason why all of this happens is because you try to set standards once you've made it past the walls and you've been chosen and you're in the relationship. Let's say you do date them. And then you get into the relationship and you try to say, well, I like this being done, or I like this, or I really, want a man who, if I did get pregnant and we had children, I would like you to be able to support the whole family, because what if something were to happen health-wise where you couldn't, because you were the one who put your body at risk and your ability to make money at risk to provide a family for this king. Like, and they're like, what do you mean? No, you would have to be 50-50. Or like, or you're asking for too much. You're too high maintenance. You're too this. You're too that. I don't need to delete the photos of my ex from my Instagram. I don't need to delete Snapchat. It's just she's just a friend. I've been friends with her forever. We only dated for a week. You're being crazy. Like, okay, do you get, I hope this isn't triggering too much, but like when you try to set the boundaries after you've been brought into their kingdom, it doesn't work. They don't respect it, they don't do it. And then it's like, you're like, well, they're a nice guy, and I don't know, maybe I am asking for too much. Maybe this is as good as it gets. And you settle. And like that's the old story. We're not doing that anymore. Like, no, we are not. Um, I wish this kept track of time, because yeah, it'll probably be like 45 minutes to an hour. Yes. So fuck that. Fuck that. Noise. No. Ew. We hate that. That's gross. We hate that. Like, that is old news. We are never doing that. That is doormat energy. That is beggar energy. You are not a beggar. Okay, what you are going to do instead is you are going to date, you're going to be a queen. This is you, a queen. The sun and the moon revolve around you. Look at your gorgeous castle. It's way bigger, better than his. Way better than his. Fuck his. like he has anything to offer. Yours is way better. And then you have, instead of a king, you attract a knight. You have a knight. And the knight is like, I can't wait to win her heart. And he's outside of your castle doing a bunch of shit to be worthy enough to be by your side as the queen. He's like, I can't wait to fight battles and and vow oaths and pass tests and prove myself and protect the kingdom, the queendom, the kingdom. It's your kingdom. I love saying kingdom even though it's like a queen is ruling. I love saying kingdom. So the knight, look how cute he is. He's happy. He gets to prove himself because he's a good man. And good men want to prove themselves to a woman, to a queen, to someone that they love. And you look at her, she's so happy because she's the center of her kingdom. She's the center of the world. So he doesn't get to experience the queen's inner lover girl until he has passed through all the walls, the castle walls, until he has proven and passed all these tests. Then he gets to go in and be by her side, and he gets to experience her inner lover girl. Rather than attracting with the inner lover girl, no, they don't get to experience that like lovey, feminine energy until they have proven themselves and passed all these tests with love, because a good man wants to prove himself. And this is just so true. Ask anyone. It's like they want a woman who challenges them to be their best self and who invites them. Like a good man wants a woman who's going to be like, how good can it get? Like, I want you to show up. I want you to remember things. I want you to be on time. I want you to be sweet and kind and loving and like go above and beyond and be obsessed and be like super committed and faithful. And the only way that you can do that is to get them to prove themselves over time. So you do that by dating from your inner father or your inner mama girl or your inner Beth Dutton or your inner Collie or your inner Sabrina Carpenter or Samantha Jones or Mr. Big, as my friend teased and called me. Before me and my boyfriend were official, I had multiple men that I was seeing, like trying to win me over, being like wanting to pay my rent, wanting to buy me things, wanting to like do all this stuff for me, everything my boyfriend does. But like, I had multiple men being like, I want to, like, this, like, just pouring their heart out and trying their best to win the seat next to me in my kingdom that I created. But I date with my inner father, so I make them prove themselves over time because I want the best. I want only the best night. So I have really harsh standards. I have standards that protect me because, again, I don't know these men, you don't know them. You don't know these men until they prove themselves over time to you. So it's like to keep yourself safe and to be smart, you need standards that are your castle walls that protect you. And then you are the center of the kingdom. You are the center, you're the queen. So like you center your wants, your desires, your needs. My best friend visited me and she like was so uncomfortable because she's not comfortable with speaking up for her needs and her desires and like saying when she wants something. And like my boyfriend like made us dinner and took us to see live music and like took us out to a nice restaurant. We got all dressed up and he drove us around and he like bought us things and like doesn't let my friends pay for their show tickets, gets us drinks and food. And like he's just such a gentleman. He goes above and beyond. He's incredible. He's a knight. And he's not the only one. Like I said, I had multiple men like this trying to be the one that I picked. But so I sent her so he was making us dinner, my boyfriend, when my best friend from growing up was visiting. And I was like, oh, you forgot the olives. He made us a little snack plate before dinner. I was like, oh, you forgot the olives and you were gonna make this other thing too, you said. And she was like, oh, thank you for reminding me. I'll go make that. And Kristen was like, I can't, my best friend was like, I can't believe you just said that. Like, I would have felt so uncomfortable saying that. Like, I would never ask a man for that. I would just go get up and get it. I'm like, he wants to get it for us. Like he wants us to be happy and nourished and like he is so happy to do that. Like he's an amazing cook and like he's an amazing host and like he wants to impress you and he wants to impress me. So like this is me showing him love by giving him the opportunity to like go above and beyond to make us happy. But if I'm sitting out here trying to prove myself to him, I'm not giving him any opportunities to be the knight that gets to prove himself and win my heart. That's boring. A knight who like wants to prove themselves a good man who is masculine and wants to give wants to prove themselves because they want a woman in her power. Because if she's not in her power, when they lead, they feel like they'll be taking advantage of you. If you're just this feminine blob, they'll feel like she's not in her power enough to say no when she doesn't like something. And I might feel like I'm taking advantage of her or crossing a boundary and I won't know. And I don't want to be that. I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to be that kind of person. So, in order for a masculine man to truly like give his love, he needs an empowered woman who can say yes and no confidently, who can direct him and say what she wants confidently, so that way he can fulfill it. Otherwise, it's a guessing game where he feels like, well, I could just walk all over this woman and I don't want to. And like, even if she tries really hard, that's gonna be what happens because she's not gonna tell me what she needs or wants. And like, he's just going to move on to someone who is that way because he wants to serve. And so you're getting the 50-50 guys because they're like, oh, I want her to serve me, rather than a masculine man wants to serve the queen. So, yeah. And like another example is I navigate symptoms of POTS and having POTS. And I had a bunch of symptoms at my last nail appointment. And so my boyfriend showed up. My phone died while I was texting him. My boyfriend showed up when my phone died and held my hand as we were finishing and brought me electrolytes and like some food. And it was so sweet. And he like knew that that would help me. And then for my next appointment, he knew I was like nervous about it just because I was anxious. I was like, well, what if it happens again? And like, I don't want that to happen while I'm like sitting there and I just like it's awkward. And so I went to the appointment. I showed up. He was sitting in the chair to the left, like in the waiting room chairs. He was sitting there in a chair with a smoothie and electrolytes and a gift card for my nails, $150 gift card for my nails. He had a smoothie for me and electrolytes, and he gave me $20 for gas. Because I texted him saying like, oh, I forgot to get gas. I'm so low. Like, I'm scared I'm going to run out on my way. And he was like, no, I think he was like, it's less than a mile. Just go. You'll be fine. Get gas after. So like yeah, so he gave me gas money too, which is so cute. But he showed up and hugged me and was like, you are so healthy and strong. And it's going to be such a great appointment because he had a business meeting. He has his own business. He had a call, so he couldn't like come meet me or sit with me if I was having issues like the last time. So he like pushed back his meeting by 15 minutes and did that for me. And that is like so sweet, above and beyond, so kind. You deserve that. You deserve a man who goes above and beyond and does things to take care of you. He's going to see his friend's band, Mipso. It's one of their last shows in Carborough. I just got my period, so I'm not going to go. I was going to go, but I decided not to. I'm staying home. And he just dropped off broccoli and greens and a salad and smoothies and like all the things he knows makes me feel better when I have my period. Avocados, like healthy fats, greens, dark leafy greens, salty things. He just dropped off so much food and snacks for me and then left. Like a good masculine man wants to spoil you and nourish you and make sure you're healthy and strong and you have everything you need to succeed. And so having those standards and centering yourself, what are your needs? What are your desires? A good man is going to want to know. A knight is going to want to know. Whereas a king is like, what are my needs? What are my desires? The sun and the moon revolves around me. What can you offer me? What do you bring to the table? Meanwhile, you're like potentially sacrificing your body and like so much to maybe have their stupid children. Like, just kidding. I love kids. But yeah, like a woman already brings so much. Like my kingdom that I built is so beautiful because that's just who women are. That's who you are. You're so full of love. Everything you touch grows with that love. Everyone around you is nourished and supported and so loved. So, like, anyone that gets to be in that space is just going to reap the benefits of that. So, it has to be someone really special who is devoted to offering something to that space. And a real good men who are masculine know that. And so they want a woman who knows what she has to offer. And it has nothing to do with being skinny, being the hottest, being the smartest, being the funniest. All the things I used to think being the most feminine, being whatever, successful, like all the things that I used to think were important don't matter at all. Like I let me tell you, like I now weigh, I'm 34, I now weigh the most I've ever weighed in my entire life, and I get such better treatment. I used to equate beauty to love and like being treated well and wanted and desired and worshipped and adored. The way I am now inspires men, and they fall over themselves to try to like be the one that I choose to be in my energy because they know it'll nourish them, because I have high standards, because I know my worth, because I have a lot of love to give. And like that energy is inspiring. I make sure that they are their best self or they're not allowed in my space. So it challenges them. And every good man, you know what they say. She just challenged me in a way that I never been challenged before. I'm the best version of myself because of her. That's what they want. Do not do this shit. Do this. Do this. So they serve you. They serve you. They serve you. They love to serve you. They're a little knight, a sexy knight. They can't wait to prove themselves to you and to serve you, to keep you safe, nourished, held, protected, worshiped, adored, obsessed. They're obsessed with protecting you, the queen, their queen. When it's a king, they put the kingdom and themselves because they feel like they're chosen, they're God's gift. They put themselves over you. When it's a knight, he puts you over everything because God chose you and he serves you. That's what lights him up and gives him energy and strength. It gives him purpose. So like, well, he probably also should have he has a purpose outside of you, but it also gives him purpose because you are inviting him into an opportunity to be the best version of himself. So, and you're also no longer performing your femininity and softness for love. No longer performing. All that leaky feminine energy, twisting yourself into a feminine pretzel, doormat energy. I don't know, whatever you want. Letting him lead, not asking for what you want, settling. He's a nice guy, not letting him pay, take you on dates, prove himself over time, like worship you, adore you, like having things that they do to let them know that they're a man who will feel like a miracle in your life. And you will not get that when you settle for all this bullshit. So, how do you do this? How do you get this? How do you become a queen? That is the central reset. And right now, the central reset is a membership. I think, you know, maybe one day I'll make it a course, but it's a membership right now because I'm in a place where I can offer a lot of support because I know dating can come with a lot of questions of like, well, they did this, like how, and it's a lot of like individual experiences that then teach you over time how to embody this energy because you learn from doing. I took a year off of dating, being celibate, being in a container while I was learning about polarity, doing all this work in relationships, like every week, paying so much money, learning a lot. I was celibate, I wasn't dating. And then after a year of doing that, I started dating again and nothing fucking changed. Because I wasn't practicing. So we do live calls bi-weekly. There's so much amazing course material that teaches you how to build your own kingdom, how to be the center of your universe, of your kingdom, your queendom, how to date from your inner father or your inner mama bear and not your inner lover girl. How to connect with your sensuality. Because if you're someone who's really afraid of coming across as a bitch, or like needy or demanding or a bitch or high maintenance, then and I'll say it again, a bitch, which is like So like just a woman who knows what she wants is like deemed a bitch these days. It's like crazy, especially for patriarchal men. Um, but when you are so afraid of being misunderstood or taken the wrong way, it's because you're afraid of experiencing that sensation in your body. You're afraid of experiencing disappointment, of like letting someone go who isn't aligned, who's a 50-50 loser. When you let them go, you're afraid of experiencing the scarcity and the fear in your body. So you're accepting bullshit in order to avoid sensations in your vessel. So when you have a sensual reset and you learn how to engage your senses, how to become a sensual ass bitch who values herself, her body, her opinions, her feelings, who centers her emotions and her needs, then that makes you unstoppable. When you learn to worship and love and be yourself, and you learn how to be with yourself 100%, you won't settle for 30% love anymore. When you love yourself 100% and you're not afraid of feeling disappointed or like having a gap in time of not dating anyone because you love yourself 100%, that's when you will find someone who also loves you 100%. But if you've only seen what like 40% love looks like because of generational curses, just men, patriarchal relationships, all the bull crap, then you'll settle for 60%. And you'll be like, well, this is better than anything I witnessed as a kid or like any of my friends' relationships or any of my exes. But no, when you learn to love yourself 100%, you learn how to attract 100% relationships. So much so that it literally feels like a freaking miracle that this person has entered your life, that God, the universe, has brought this person into your life, that they're lucky enough to be in your life. So the sensual reset is all about coming back into your power, into your body, how to feel safe, owning your standards, owning your space, owning your body. It is the missing piece of why you settle because you're placing your power and your validation and your love outside of yourself because you're trying to achieve that by being worthy enough, by being picked by a king rather than being the queen. So a queen is always a sensual goddess. Like, and there are a million movies that show this journey. I also call it the sensual redemption journey. There's a class on that. It's like the hero's journey, but for women, women go on the hero's journey. I've been on so many. But we also go on something that men don't, which is the sensual redemption journey, which is like there's so many movies about this journey, but like Eat, Pray, Love, Far Away on Netflix, Under the Tuscan Sun. There's so many. But when you come back to your power and you own your body, you own your pleasure, you own your desires, you feel worthy of your desires, you feel beautiful no matter how you show up, how you look like, whatever's happening, whether your hair is like third day hair and you're just always using dry shampoo, or whether you're being silly or serious or whatever, like, yeah, you worship yourself for who you are and you attract men who do the same. So, there's so much I could say. It's the most incredible membership. The content is incredible. Each month is going to have focused months where we not only is there like the course that you're going to go through, and there's the success path. Like, here's what you do when you first start. Here's like all you need to know about dating. Here's red flags. Here's like your castle walls, building your kingdom. I help you build your kingdom and help you learn for you to identify whether someone's worthy enough to be in your kingdom. We go deeper into like how to recognize who's a knight and who's not. Um, Jack, my dog is growling. Jiggy, Jack, come here. Um, yeah, we go into all of that. And then the monthly classes are like about boundaries, about owning your desires. We have a month where we're going into sexuality and sensuality. There's pleasure practices. There's so many things that help you. There's a class called A Woman where you connect to a higher power because again, when you believe that you have an abundant universe, that God loves you and doesn't want you to have a shitty relationship where you're not treated the way you deserve. But we often don't think what we want exists or is possible. So we act like a starving woman and that there's lack in this world and we settle. But like you will learn in a woman, especially instead of a man, a woman is like trusting that there is a higher power, whether it's God, universal love, oneness, the universe, like whatever your religion is, Jesus, like there's so much abundance in this world for you. You are not a starving woman. You don't have to date like it. You're not a drowning woman looking for someone to come along and feed you and save you with their breadcrumbs. Like you have a whole kingdom of overflow and abundance and provision. So you don't have to like keep begging for bare minimum love and settling. You can break those generational curses and start dating men who feel like miracles and really like contribute amazing things to your life and just make you so happy and treat you the way you deserve. And I really hope some of my few stories of like my relationship have inspired you, because those are just like I could fill hours and hours and hours of like the green flags of my relationship. I could give like I tell my friends all the time, like, oh, Ben did this, my boyfriend. They're like, you're living my dream. Like he took me back to school shopping. He's like, I think you need new pens and notebooks. I would love to take you back to school shopping. And we spent like so much money. I got every little notebook, every little pen. I got a pencil case. I got fuzzy socks. I got fun books. I got like just like new shoes, like all the things you would get back to school shopping with your like parents. It was like so fun. And like he loves seeing me lit up and happy and abundant. Like I could go on for hours and hours. So I want you to know, like, the evidence is out there. And no, it's not just my boyfriend being amazing. I know without a shadow of a doubt that if we were not together, I would just go find another, like I would go find another man who treated me that well. And it wouldn't be hard. You could literally throw a rock and hit a man who'd be so excited to take you out and treat you well. So don't hold yourself back. Join the Sensual Reset. I cannot wait to have you in there. There is a group on Discord. We will talk. You can share the red flags that you're curious about. There are bi-weekly calls, and then I have office hours where you can ask me questions, because everyone's journey is so unique. And I know how important being able to ask questions of like the throughout the experience, it's so important to be able to ask questions and like get that feedback. So where I return you to your power, like I don't just tell you what to do. I'm fully all about like you have the answers. So you are your own guru and guide, but like just helping mirror back to you what's possible and how amazing you are. So, and if you don't know that, how sexy and incredible and fucking awesome you are, and how possible all your dreams are, being an empowered woman, living like the queen. Jack, come here. Living like the queen you are, then like this is the space for you that will help you. So this is Jack, my dog. The little he knows what he wants and how to ask for what he wants. Yeah, he thinks he's a little princess. So anyway, love you so much. We will see you in the Sensual Reset, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.